All right, let's see. What do we got? What do we got going on? What was I going to do today? Oh yeah, this thing. Valve graced us with the Steam Deck on February 25th, 2022, and the OLED, like this model, November 16th, 2023. And since, we have seen a small surge of handheld gaming PCs. The others using Windows 11, and the Steam Deck here uses Steam OS, a version of Linux, which is a brand new OS made by Linus Tech Tips from YouTube. Swear to God. Now, let's get a look at this thing and let me show you what this little bastard is for and who it is for. This is not a comprehensive review of frame rates and hardware specs and all that. I'm not opening this puppy just yet, but more of an honest impression to help you decide if this is the handheld PC for you, or HHPC, as I am now deeming this. So let's get into it. All right, let's go over the basics first. Obviously, this is the screen, and as you can tell, it's beautiful, but you really can't. This thing has two thumbsticks, obviously, which has probably the best placement of thumbsticks of anything I've ever picked up in my life. It is just naturally, when you pick this up, it's like, oh, I'm going to read this book, and guess what? There's your thumbs. You've got buttons that are basically mapped out as an Xbox controller right there. They're fine. They work good. They're a little mushy. They're not stellar. They're not optical switches or anything. They work. You know, same thing for the D-pad. It works. It's nothing really special. You've got your select and start buttons right here. You also have these trackpads right here that work as like a mouse pad, and it also has a button right here and here. Your Steam button and your ... your oh wait button. I don't know what that is. Now, the Steam button, if you push that, you get your library, you get your settings basically that will focus. Yeah. And then if you push this over here, you get your brightness, your audio, your battery life. Don't believe that. It's 50% is not 5 hours. Soundtracks, all this stuff. Just all your settings. Let's see, Wi-Fi. I mean, so you got all kinds of stuff in here. And then under performance, you do have some settings for display frame limit, allow tearing, all of the stuff that, you know, I set to default for right now. I'll get into it later. Probably a comprehensive review if I choose to do that, if I feel a need for it. Because really in this, I want to talk about one thing that the other reviewers are not talking about. So stick around. Now, on the back, we have 4 buttons. Now, these are actually 8 buttons, but these are your back buttons, but they have a button here and here. So you can hit that or you can hit that, whichever is more comfortable. As you can see, they're labeled R1 or R4, R5, or L4, L5. It's all the same button, but it gives you the option of, you know, wherever you want. It's perfect. Controller manufacturers make buttons these ways. Okay, now the triggers on the top are wide, they're comfortable, they're molded to fit your fingers. They feel good. They're a little mushy, but they work. And they feel pretty sturdy, actually. Shoulder buttons are the same way. They're a little bit thicker, a little bit wider. They work. They work really well. Now, on the top, you have your power button. You have your power LED, which lets you know when it's charging. Your USB-C cable right there for charging or connecting to a dock. Your smell enhancer right here, which is, also works as a fan grill airflow. Your 3.5 millimeter jack for your audio and your volume for your audio up and down. On the bottom, you have a little slot here for an SD drive using A1. And this is not an expansion of your internal drive. Your internal drive is going to be NVMe if you get the OLED model. And it really just adds another drive. Okay. So as far as functionality and all that kind of stuff, I haven't had a problem with this at all. I really haven't had a problem with it. The only thing that I feel like is kind of a complaint as far as, the manufacturing of it is the coating on it feels kind of cheap. It's that texture that is on usually lesser expensive controllers, and it's kind of the same texture all the way around. So it feels grippy, but it's not. It's kind of that, if you've got dry hands like me, it just feels like it's going to just fly out of your hand. Now, I add one of these, which is a rubberized guard from Spigen. I guess that's how you say that. And I've added this, and this is great because it gives you a rubbery feel right here. And it also gives you a little shock absorption if you drop it on something. I mean, if you drop this flat on the floor, I don't know really what it's going to do. It might shatter into millions of pieces. It feels really nice. The weight of it is... it feels like it looks. It's not like if you see this, you don't feel like you're going to pick this up and it's going to weigh, a couple ounces. This does have some weight to it. You do have some airflow coming out of here. You do have some airflow in the back. The speakers on the front sound pretty good. It's going to be better than your phone, obviously. But the audio coming out of here, it's good. Not super, but it's good. It's good. I've heard some complaints about the older version. I think I haven't had any issues with it. So, but functionality and everything, I've had no problems with it. Now, I will show you this. If you push the button and you go to desktop mode, and this is where you want to put it on a dock, and you want to add a mouse and a keyboard and a monitor. It's a PC, yo. Check it out. It is a PC. And, of course, it's also a touchscreen. It's running Linux. It's KDE Shell, I believe, or a derivative of it. It's Steam's OS. But I've got browsers on here. You can go on the internet. You can do video editing on this. You can do graphic arts on this. It is a working PC. That's why I got it. How often do I use this? Mostly never. I'm too busy laying on the couch and playing games. So, yeah. So we're going to log out of that. Okay. Let's go on over to here. Let's talk about why this is not a console. This is not a console in the traditional sense. It is a portable PC, and it does have functionality of a PC functionality that consoles don't. Along with the Steam Dock, of course, the monitor, mouse, and keyboard, like I just referred to, can be used as a PC for pretty much anything. It's the flexibility of this thing that makes it not a console. Consoles lock you into using their store, using their utilities, using their OS, everything. You can put Windows on this if you want to. You can play Game Pass on this if you want to. I'm not, but you can. That's the difference. That is totally the difference. So, all right. Why is this a console? Well, out of the box, it's Steam. If you open the box, bring it up, you make a Steam profile, or you just log into your Steam, and it's Steam. The store is Steam, the OS is Steam, everything is Steam. It does kind of make it feel like a console in that way. Now, as I referred to before, you can do more with this, but I think if you're someone that's coming from console, this is going to feel more comfortable to you. Not necessarily a bad thing, but just know that this can be like a console in every sense of the word. It just doesn't have to be. Okay, console or not console, you can play emulators on this thing. You can play Dreamcast games on this thing. You can play GameCube games. You can play PS2 games. You can play games that barely exist anymore. You can play them all on your Steam Deck, just like a PC. that's what makes PC so fantastic. Not the only reason, obviously, but that kind of breaks the mold. It's like, this is not, if you look at this as a console, it's not just a console, it's every console. So you didn't hear that from me. Now, is this for you? I can't answer that, but I can say that I was a little apprehensive about getting this because I went from PC to console, and I want to make sure this wasn't going to be too console-y. But this has been transformative. I can sit in the living room with my wife while she makes me watch some reality TV show of rich women getting drunk and having a cringe fest, and I can delve into dungeons or shoot elites to my heart's content. I can lay on the couch, or I can take this with me on toilet journeys. I absolutely love it. So, if you have a Steam library and want to get away from the desk and the blinding RGB for a spell, or are a console player and want to spend as low as $349 to get into PC gaming, then I think you will enjoy the Steam Deck. It is cheaper than the competition and backed by Steam, which actually has good support. I can't say the same for Lenovo and Asus. So I hope you watched this video. I hope this helps you decide if the Steam Deck is right for you. And if you do, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Otherwise, peace